Maryland and Duke, Dave O'Brien and Doris Burke. Great work.
You're watching ESPN's Rivalry Week, presented by Wendy's.
Snow and ice brought the Triangle area to a standstill on Wednesday, delaying the signature rivalry in college basketball, Duke and North Carolina. The snow is gone, and Duke is back on the court to face another rival.
These wicked games that we play.
Welcome to the ACC on ESPN. Maryland making its last official visit to Durham as a member of the ACC. Last chapter of a terrific rivalry, and the first stop for Duke in what is a very challenging 8-day stretch. Dave O'Brien, Doris Burke with you. Doris, take us to your one-on-one.
Well, you've got a Maryland team that has multiple options on the offensive end. The biggest matchup issue for Duke last year was Des Wells, who put 30 on him in the ACC tournament against a Duke offense that is one of the best in the country, amongst the most dangerous from three-point. It'll be the first thing Maryland looks to do, guard the three-point line.
Two of the starting lineups now for Maryland. Watch for Jake Layman and Seth Allen to have a profound influence on the outcome. If Maryland is to pull off the upset, they can really get rolling from outside. And for Duke, Cook, Thornton, Hood, Parker, and Jefferson. Mike Krzyzewski very happy with J.Parker Parker's recent consistent play, although it reminds everybody he's still just a freshman. Ready for the opening tip. As Doris mentioned, last season, Maryland built a lot of confidence head-to-head against the Blue Devils by knocking them off not once but twice. Packed house at Cameron Indoor, and Maryland wins the opening tip. We are underway.
This matchup right here, Duke believes is crucial. Yes, Wells has hurt them in the past, but they like the Hood matchup on him. But they feel like Seth Allen is crucial.
Mitchell in close, can't get it to go. Parker jerks away the rebound. Jabari getting 8.5 rebounds per game, and immediately takes it strong to the hole. He makes it, and will go to the line. He's sending a message right away, isn't he?
Listen, when J.Parker Parker is playing to the level he's capable of, and he is not settling for jump shots, but doing this, attacking that painted area, getting contact and scoring, this team is very difficult to contend with.
Evan Smotrich with the personal foul, so Parker with a chance at a quick three-point play, averaging 19 points per game. See Parker really scoring in the paint as of late, gets them off to a 3-0 start.
When he struggled in those first 4 ACC games, it was because he got seduced into taking too many perimeter jump shots. That has completely gone away.
Maryland coming in at 14-11. It's going to be uphill for the Terps to make the NCAA tournament, but Mark Turgeon has not given up on that. Tough loss to Virginia this week, and that's a charge. Allen with an offensive foul. Mark Turgeon in his 3rd year. His team won 25 games last year, but did not make it to the NCAA tournament.
I think some very tough luck for a Maryland team that in the pre-conference was playing terrific basketball. You lose Seth Allen, who was playing at a really high level for 12 games, and lose to teams you shouldn't lose to. So when you don't have that chance, as Hood pulls a trigger on a 3, when you don't have the chance in your pre-conference to build confidence and get your rotation set, that is crucial.
Smotrich with a long one, but not there. He hits 37% of his threes, one of the better three-point men for the Terps. Maryland still trying to break in on the scoring column. Duke coming in at 19-5. And following a trouncing of Boston College. That was last weekend. Of course, they haven't played since because of the postponement of the North Carolina game this week. The terrible conditions here. Smart move to postpone that. Here's Hood on the move. And not there. Duke coming in ranked number 8. Maryland is unranked. Duke has won 29 consecutive games here at home at Cameron Indoor. Smotrich on the move. Pulls up, tries to lean in. Nice defense by Jefferson. Emil Jefferson stopped him cold in his tracks. Parker thought about a 3. Back up top for Cook. He'll set it up.
Good decision. First 4 ACC games, he might have pulled the trigger on that early three-point opportunity. Now we're going to get, I think, a foul on Tyler Thornton.
Indeed, away from the ball there.
Well, Seth Allen is a very high priority. And as you see, Smotrich goes to the basket, and nice job by Emil Jefferson to be there.
Allen handing off for Des Wells, who can be very explosive. Duke knows that firsthand. Thornton with a theft, and he stepped on the line. He almost made a dazzling play, tossing it over his head. We check out the ACC standings now. Syracuse perfect, 11-0. After that incredible victory at Pittsburgh this week, Virginia continues to roll, though, now 12-1.
Involved in another low-scoring physical battle today, and still come away with a win.
Wells beyond the three. He'll fire it up there, and that's going to be too strong. Layman with a big rebound, loose out of his hands. And where's the ball going to be? It's going to go and stay right here. It'll be Maryland ball. Terps have really stumbled to shoot it effectively for the season. They turn it over quickly here on the inbounds. Cook up against Allen, knocked away, and it's going to be Maryland ball. That was actually off of Cook's foot. Mike Krzyzewski, 34th year at Duke, the winningest coach in NCAA history, and a 14 win shy of matching Dean Smith for the most ACC wins all time.
I think if you were to say that Mike Krzyzewski never won the AP Coach of the Year, do you think much of the country would be shocked by that?
I think we would all be shocked. It should be. Here's Thornton with the theft. Thrown away again by the Terps, and a collision. Wells ran right into him. And he commits the foul. Maryland is yet to hit a shot. They're 0 for 4.
And I think for Mark Turgeon, he believes that he's got to keep pace on the offensive end of the floor. I don't think many teams come into a Duke game thinking I've got to outscore them, but Maryland's defense is not staunch at this point, so they've got to score.
That's a two-pointer by Rodney Hood, of course, brilliant beyond the three-point line, 45%. He had a toe over the line, and Duke with a 5-0 start.
And I think maybe just to get him started offensively, you're going to put Des Wells in charge of the ball here.
Mark Turgeon told us today in his shoot-around that he wants to get out and try and score and try and run with Duke as Allen makes their first basket finally. That they will not back down from trying to go basket for basket with a team that scores 82 points a game. Here's a big reason why.
Right. Their points allowed, their field goal percentage, defense, everything is in the bottom third of the ACC. That's why. He's got some capabilities offensively.
Parker knocks down a three-pointer. The All-American and ACC Player of the Year candidate had a great game last weekend at Boston College. He totally dominated. 29 points, 16 rebounds for the freshman. Smotrich trying to make a move. From the top of the key, too strong. High rebound for Cook. Here's Hood. The kick. Parker, and that's going to be an offensive foul. A charge against the Blue Devils. 15:57 to go here in the first half. Blue Devils off to a quick start. 8-2 over Maryland.
Ciabatta.
Not a ciabatta.
You must have forgot it.
Introducing Wendy's new ciabatta bacon cheeseburger with roasted chopped tomatoes and rich rosemary garlic aioli.
I got a ciabatta.
Now that's better.
Oh no!
Northerners will never forget.
Game of Thrones Season 3, available February 18th.
This is Betsy. Her long day of pickups and drop-offs begins with arthritis pain and a choice. Take up to 6 Tylenol in a day, or just 2 Aleve for all-day relief. All aboard.
Staples has everything you need to launch a startup from your garage. From computers, smartphones, and 3D printers, to coffee, snacks, and drinks to fuel the big ideas. Yes, Staples has everything you need to launch a startup from your garage.
Mom!
Accept permission to use the garage. Thousands of products added online every day. Even safety cones. Now save big for your business with a $25 Staples gift card when you buy a tablet. Staples, make more happen.
The Masters, coming in April to ESPN.
Well, the calendar is daunting for the Blue Devils. Today, of course, they have the Terrapins in town. No games on Sunday or on Monday, but then things really get busy. On Tuesday, Duke will hit the road. They travel to Atlanta to take on Georgia Tech. No game on Wednesday. Thursday at 9, though, on ESPN. Finally, Duke in North Carolina. No game on Friday, and then another huge one on Saturday. Undefeated top-ranked Syracuse coming here to Cameron for the rematch. Dave O'Brien and Doris Burke with it. So how does Mike Krzyzewski and the Blue Devils not look ahead?
Well, I think he's probably mentioned once or twice this week that Maryland beat him twice last year. And the other thing is that a once proud ACC partner has decided the history and tradition of the ACC are no longer good enough for Maryland. I guarantee you Mike Krzyzewski has reminded his team of that fact, and they are highly motivated.
That was bulletin board material after the game at Maryland last season when Duke fell to the Terps. And Mike Krzyzewski talked about it. He said if it's such a big rivalry for Maryland, why are they leaving for the Big Ten? Rashid Suleiman into the ballgame now as you look at Maryland winning the last two. Duke with a hefty lead in the all-time series. Allen trying to thread two defenders. Back off for Wells to the baseline. He's sealed. In the middle, Mitchell for two. Nice feed for Big Charles Mitchell, the 6'8" sophomore. He's been Maryland's top rebounder.
Well, they do the center position by committee. In the absence of Alex Lynn, a defense that has no real rim protection.
Parker steps back. Too strong. Wells with the rebound. Maryland also in a very challenging stretch. Having lost to number 20 Virginia this week, at Duke tonight, gets Syracuse in 9 days and a foul underneath against the Blue Devils. Later tonight at 9, a Saturday primetime game presented by DirecTV featuring the Gators and Wildcats, all part of Rivalry Week presented by Wendy's. Both games also live on Watch ESPN.
Well, Florida with a 16-game win streak, but they've lost 12 of the last 13 games on the road against ranked teams. Can Billy Donovan's team break through in historic Rupp Arena?
It's 2 fouls now on Rodney Hood. As Smockridge knocks down the first, he hits 76%. So Hood's going to have to come out, and Matt Jones, the freshman, is on.
Well, now we really need to pay attention to Des Wells, because this Duke staff felt like Rodney Hood's length could have an impact on Des Wells' ability to be effective. And, you know, I was wondering about Evan Smockridge today and how he'd come out, because they were in that Virginia ball game. He had 2 good looks at 3 late and couldn't make them. Would he be confident?
He's headed to the bench right now. Nick Faust, the 6'6" junior, will come on for him. Shaq Clear also on for Mark Turgeon. Suleiman trying for the window. Nice touch for 2.
You know coming in that guy is an aggressive, dynamic, athletic driver. And, you know, even when you're giving him a cushion, he is really hard to contain off the dribble.
If you do that, he'll back out and break your back with a 3-pointer. He's up near 50%. Duke, one of the great 3-point shooting teams in the country. Lehman inside the 3. Got an excellent look. Faust grabbed the rebound. Second effort now for Maryland. And a whistle. That's going to be a foul against Maryland away from the basketball.
You know, Rashid Suleiman now coming off the bench again. It should be the focal point of everything they do offensively. Just going to get a little head of steam, use the crossover, stands, set Allen up, and still with a bigger defender coming at him, uses the window beautifully.
They got Shaq Clear for a shove. Suleiman running the point for Mike Krzyzewski. Hard drive, and he lays it up. Big blow by there. He has 4 coming off the bench. Duke perfect at home this season at 13-0. They've held 9 straight opponents below 70 here at Cameron Indoor. And another whistle with 13:59 left in the half.
It's going to be a hold, and if Seth Allen can put his own pressure at the rim. He's got a very good handle. He'll check out. Smotrich will come back in.
Suleiman picks up the foul. Maryland, of course, has been one of the nation's most consistent winning programs. Turning it over here, averaging 22 victories over the last 17 seasons. Back-to-back Final Fours in 01 and 02. National championship.
Oh, come on now. You think back over Maryland's history, the huge personality that Lefty Driesell was, the huge personality that Gary Williams was, and there was a time.
Look at Dawkins way downtown.
Listen, there was a time, a good stretch of time, I don't know how many years, 4 or 5 years maybe, that should be a foul, yeah, where the games played between Duke and Maryland were the best the ACC had to offer.
And might have been the best in the country.
And look at this. I love this quote by Gary Williams. I was trying to get the program up where we could compete with Mike, because he knew that beating Duke, they would think they were a good program. And if he could beat Duke, it would completely change the perception, most notably with Maryland's fans. I'll tell you what, I loved watching that guy ruin $3,000 suits with his perspiration in game.
Lehman with a misfire. Matt Jones picked up the foul moments ago. As that went against Duke. Suleiman again. Lost it over his shoulder. Plumlee went for the save. Could be deflected out of play off of Maryland, so Duke will keep it. As Marshall Plumlee went hard toward the stands. Duke on top 12-6.
And you know, I cannot. It's very rare where I do a Maryland game that I do not think about Lenny Bias. You talk about one of the all-time great players in ACC history. Man, that guy was dynamite.
And had one of his best games against Duke. In fact, the ACC tournament. Dawkins gets hammered. Almost made the shot. He'll be going to the line for 2. Andre Dawkins, a standing foul shooter at 87%. We flash back to 1984, Duke and Maryland in the ACC championship. Len Bias dominated, 26 points. He was named the tournament MVP, leading the Terps to a 74-62 victory and the ACC title.
Smooth, just silky, silky smooth.
It left us far, far too soon, tragically. Maryland fans in attendance for the last time, at least on the schedule, between these two schools here at Cameron Indoor. They will not play in Maryland this season. First time since 1955.
No Duke, no North Carolina. Going down to College Park. Well, you're going to say goodbye to Maryland in a number of different ways if you're the ACC.
Smotrich off the pick, leans in. Not there. Jefferson with a rebound.
Loads of shots. I mean, he's had a couple, I think, that he could have made.
Cook way out there. Almost banked it in. And a whistle in the lane. Les Jones has a foul, and this is going to go against the Terps.
Yeah, John Graham. He gets John Graham battling Emil Jefferson on the backboard. Super rebounding positioning.
Graham, the junior out of Baltimore. We've seen his minutes pick up as of late. Plumlee comes out. He gave them a nice energy boost on the Duke side. 13-6, the Blue Devils. And here's Parker. Parker with another jumper. Can't drain it. Duke with an offensive rebound. Jefferson spins to his right off the window. That was silky smooth.
Well, this is a Duke team that has done a number of things better. One, they're playing harder, and that's a skill. Their offensive rebounding is great, and their numbers from 3 have been even more productive over the last 8 games.
Mitchell in the paint, a lot of attention. Got it to go anyway. What a tough shot.
Yeah, that's nice patience and good footwork by Mitchell. And he and Clear have made strides physically. There's another level for both guys to get to.
Turned over by the Blue Devils. Numbers now. Smotrich back to Faust. Scoops it up and in.
Boy, that's just perfect. I mean, that has got to make Mark Turgeon so happy, because early on in the year, I didn't think this team did a great job sharing the basketball. That was perfectly executed numbers break there.
And so much of upsetting Duke at Cameron is surviving those runs you know are going to come. Foul here against Maryland with 11:51 to go in the first half, and we have a timeout on the floor.
Well, J.Parker, when he's locked in and engaged, there's not a lot defenses can do. He attacks Smotrich off the bounce, the athleticism, the ability to play through the chest of a defender. And Rashid Suleiman, how'd you like to have this bearing down on you? This is a dynamic athlete with a good handle to get at the rim. And then Maryland hanging tough, showing some mental toughness. Nice work between Faust and Smotrich.
Let's go places, but let's be ready. Let's do our homework. Let's look out for each other. Let's look both ways before crossing. Let's remember what's important. Let's be optimistic, but just in case, let's be ready. Toyota, let's go places, safely.
Introducing the new Proform TDF Centennial. The only training bike that inclines and declines, rides anywhere in the world, and measures your energy output. With Google Street View and a 7-inch touchscreen, draw your map and ride every tour stage, or anywhere in the world. The TDF responds to terrain changes with a full 20% incline, 20% decline. An integrated advanced power meter measures your exact watts. And silent magnetic resistance means the training bike making all the noise in the cycling world sounds like this. You can't train like this on any other bike. Call or go online today to get the Proform TDF Centennial with 0 down plus free upgrade to rush shipping.
Well, let's just give you a sense of what Evan Smotrich is trying to contend with. How about this little fake and sensational drive to the rim? Beautifully done. Tough shot. Makes it look easy. Now, you're Smotrich. You're like, okay, I'm going to be playing him with a little bit of a cushion because I don't want to get burned. He just pulls the trigger quickly on that jump shot.
Evan Smotrich hoping it's not the beginning of a very long evening here, because he's 0 for 4 shooting it as well. Look at Parker in conference play. You think he's figured a few things out?
Well, this is to my point about far less jump shooting. Look at the points in the paint, 12. He's boarded it better, and he's gotten himself to the foul line.
Faust committed a foul before the break, and now another foul will put Cook at the line for a 1-and-1. Now already
7 fouls for Maryland.
That's with about 12 minutes to go in the first half. And Faust in some early trouble. Number 2 for Cook, and got it to go. 7-point Blue Devil lead. Allen bringing it across. One of the things that Mark Turgeon was complaining about today was Maryland has not made shots on the road in particular, but that guy's making them. Charles Mitchell.
But they can play through him in the post. Duke has not yet proven that they can deal with Charles Mitchell.
He has half a dozen. He's made 3 or 4. Thornton bouncing here for Parker. Spins too quick for them and lays it in.
So they change because of the matchup. Smotrich gets off of him, and that puts John Graham on him. He goes right to the post.
Parker already with a Duke freshman record, 14 20-point games. Allen with a nifty give, but too high off the window by Graham. The return won't fall. Graham still battling. He hits the deck. It's loose in the middle of the lane, and a big scrum for it, and Duke has the possession arrow.
And Mark Turgeon simply cannot believe that in all of that play at the rim, his guys didn't get a single whistle. And now the guys have got to be separated by the officials.
A good crew here. Les Jones, Brian Dorsey, and Jerry Heater. It will be Duke basketball on top 19-12.
Nice job by a piece of sportsmanship. Good job of officiating, making sure they're all together, just playing hard, competing cleanly.
He came out of it smiling for now.
Yeah, that's Mark. He's still pleading the case that there was an awful lot of attempts at the rim. See, Maryland's not going to get the benefit of the doubt in any way, shape, or form this season as they are in their final year in the ACC.
The schedule makers have not done them any favors at all, that's for sure. Suleiman will back it away.
Not that I blame the ACC. I mean, I'd be frustrated and upset as well. You think about the ACC, you think about Maryland.
Shot clock down to 10 now. Cook straight on, barely nicking the iron. Parker has the rebound roll to him. Gets it back up there, and that won't drop. He and Smockridge went down. Smockridge hit the deck. Turgeon was livid. He thought Parker should have been charged with a foul.
Yeah, it looked like Parker, pretty much was responsible for putting Smockridge on the ground.
Approaching 10 minutes to go in the first half, and an offensive foul. That'll go against Des Wells, number 2.
Now let's see, because Mark Turgeon reacted rather strongly. Watch at the end of the play, because it looks like J.Parker Parker certainly uses that left hand.
Sure did.
Plays a part in putting Smockridge to the deck, and there is that a charge?
That was.
Wow. I mean, listen, I would like to see that one again, but I think that's 2 tough whistles or non-whistle in the one instance.
Thornton can be deadly out there, but not on this occasion. He's hitting 53% beyond the three-point line for the season. Maryland looking to get on a run. Looking to upset the Duke Blue Devils here at Cameron Indoor. 9:32 remaining here in the opening half. Maryland losing this week on Monday, 61-53 to Virginia. That's a game that Mark Turgeon felt they really let slip away, at least the opportunity to win.
Yeah, they were there the whole game. And again, late, Smockridge, who I like his toughness and his skill level, not his tough shot.
Difficult angle, too. Mitchell got airborne, and he hit it off the backboard. And where would the Terps be without him here in the early going?
No doubt.
Suleiman looking to make a move. Here's Parker, an open 3. Yes. Well, the freshman with 11. Fouls trying to answer. Off the back iron. A collision. It comes to Jones. 22-14, the Blue Devils. Is this one of those lookout zones for Maryland right now?
Anytime you get to 8, look out from 3 especially.
Jones tips it out of play. It'll be back over to Maryland. Duke, of course, in a brutal stretch here with 4 games in the next 8 days, including at last the game with North Carolina that was postponed.
They spent the week basically talking about having focus through distraction or through disruption of schedule. The kids are creatures of habit. There's usually a rhythm to your conference play, your schedule, your classes, all of that.
Mitchell really commanding the ball, but left that one short. Suleiman the rebound. Mitchell commits the foul. It'll be his first. We talked about it. 4 games in 8 days. Maryland at Georgia Tech. Of course, right down the road, North Carolina. And then the rematch with Syracuse in what was the game of the year at the Carrier Dome.
Well, and I think, as you said earlier in the telecast, it was the right decision to call the game. You almost wish it could have been called sooner.
A little bit earlier, but the snow, from what they told us, and you and I were in Pittsburgh for the Pitt-SU game, which was a great basketball game, and they told us it really hit around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And they don't have the ability to sand the roads and salt the roads here like they do in northeastern cities. And it really caught them just how hard it hit, how quickly it hit. But I think we're all delighted they made the right decision.
Yeah, and good cooperation between the 2 institutions. North Carolina, prior to that Duke game, will have 2 days to prepare. Duke won. But it was really, for all intents and purposes, the only place it fit for both institutions.
Another one coming for Suleiman. He has 6. This is the biggest lead now for the Blue Devils, up by 10.
And without Wells on the floor, you'd like to hear from Layman before too long.
And here he is, a 3. Yes, starting to get a little noisier.
Yeah, I'm not sure Jake Layman, one, has figured out exactly how talented he is. I mean, he's got size. He's got skill. He's got some athleticism. He's worked on his handle. I just think it's a matter of him figuring it out.
Suleiman got tied up. Dawkins outside. Shot not there. Jones with a big rebound draws the foul. Matt Jones will be at the line. Freshman out of DeSoto, Texas. Duke on top 24-17 here in the first half.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Wendy's and Toyota. Let's go places.
What is focus? It's a wondrous sensation of clarity and alertness. It's owning your opponent. It's knowing beyond a doubt you've got this. It's keeping your head down, your eye on the ball, and knocking it out of the park. It's getting in the zone. It's keeping on your toes, on target, on top. Focus is staring the world in the face and saying, bring it. Focus is power. Focus is life. And 5-hour energy is focus.
So you can get cash back on all your purchases. So you can use your cash back to follow your dream. So you can save the day. Chase freedom, so you can.
May your lights always be green. And your favorite songs always playing. May you never be stuck behind a stinky truck. May things always go your way, but it's good to be prepared just in case they don't. Toyota, let's go places safely.
Introducing the new Fritos Chicken Enchilada Melt at Subway.
Wait a minute, the Fritos go on the sub?
Crunch or mancha on that. With tender pulled chicken, authentic enchilada sauce, and Fritos corn chips on top.
New Fritos Chicken Enchilada.
Subway, eat fresh.
Powerhouses collide at iconic Rupp Arena. The #3 Gators. The Young Guns of Kentucky. The SEC Game of the Year. Florida, Kentucky, tonight at 9 on ESPN, the home court of college hoops.
Chris Cotter, Coach Greenberg in studio. Missouri and Tennessee and Columbia. Final seconds of the game, Coach. Tennessee trying to inbound.
It's really difficult to inbound the ball below the foul line, but as a coach with 7 seconds left, first and foremost, inbound the ball, then run a play. Tennessee does not get a shot up.
Missouri gets the win there. That's a big win for them. Arkansas, LSU over on ESPNU right now, close. And Ole Miss, bad loss for them at Georgia. Back to Cam.
Chris, thank you. Matt Jones at the line, missed on his first foul shot. Here's number 2. That was after an Evan Smockridge foul, his second.
It's a danger of putting your opponent in such an early bonus. They can really start to get you spaced from the free throw line. It's double-digit fouls now. And Duke just completed their 9th free throw attempt.
Lehman, foul shot, got it up to foul shot jumper, and he will be at the line to shoot. Well, ESPN is a proud partner in the Play for K initiative, raising money and awareness for breast cancer. And tomorrow on ESPN at 1, as part of Play for K, the Kentucky Wildcats take on the Tennessee Lady Vols.
Well, Holly Warlick in her second year as the head coach, and Kentucky under Matthew Mitchell has become a player on the national stage. They have struggled in the last 4 to 5 weeks after getting off to such a terrific start. And well, there's great women's college basketball all over the map tomorrow and Monday as part of that Play for K initiative.
Well, that was the 3rd foul on Rodney Hood, so you got to believe he's going to sit the rest of the half. 7:36 to go. Lehman with another one on the way.
You think about this. The lead is 7, and Duke has yet to shoot the 3-point shot well.
2 for 10.
Yeah.
Lehman, the sophomore out of Rentham, Mass. You wonder if a lot more of their offense will go through him. 25-19. Jefferson to Suleiman. Parker taking it in tough, knocked away by Faust. Nice stop there by Nick Faust.
Just he's long, he's athletic. Faust. You got to be honest. Watching Maryland over the course of this year, I feel like there's more in this young man.
He has not shot it well.
No, he's averaging just under 10 as Jabari gets fouled and will go to the line again.
Has there been a moment in any game we've called of Duke basketball this season where J.Parker didn't look like a pro?
No, they're just a straight isolation for him on the post. Everybody's out on the wings. They get him one-on-one, and he's good enough to seal a defender, use those long arms to get the basket. No, the way he comports himself, the way he sizes up defenders.
Third foul, by the way, on Des Wells.
Wow.
14 already for Parker. 28-19 Blue Devils. Mitchell's had an outstanding first half. He hands off for Wells. Here's Lehman's three. Got it. They got to get him going.
No question about it. I mean, he's really capable. I love to see that fire. He has admitted, listen, I just haven't figured out where my scoring spots are. You know what? Young man, take about 5 bad shots a game. I don't think Mark Turgeon would mind one bit.
Oh, no.
The Northerners will never forget.
Game of Thrones Season 3, available February 18th.
Well, Maryland again closing the gap now. 28-22, the Duke lead against the Terps. Doris Burke and Dave O'Brien with you from Cameron Indoor. And Mark Turgeon has been hit with a technical foul. So he'll continue to discuss that, but he has been very active on that sideline. This may go back to the foul he thought Parker committed that wasn't called on Smotrich. I think both you and I would agree with Mark on that play.
Oh, there's no question. And then the charging call that was close, and obviously that's a bang play. The ball handler did put the left shoulder into the chest of Tyler Thornton.
Well, this is interesting. This does not happen every day. Les Jones getting together with both head coaches. Now, on one occasion, this officiating crew has had to separate the players after a scrum. Emotions are going to be high in this game. They always are.
Remember what I texted you this afternoon? Did you get that text where I said, I don't know. I just
might be ugly.
This could be ugly, and I didn't mean the score.
Yeah, you meant everything else. 6:58 to go. Now they're telling us there is no technical. So no technical on Mark Turgeon. 28-22 Blue Devils. Cook to the baseline. Jefferson setting a screen. He rolls off that. That pass tipped out of play. Duke will keep it with 15 on the shot clock.
A couple things. You have to guard the ball screen well. And Mitchell did a good job giving Seth Allen a little bit of assistance and then rotating back to his man. And Allen did a good job of fighting Suleiman off that drive.
Suleiman looking for help. Bounces in. Cook sealed. Here's Jefferson. Shot clock at 8 now. Quinn Cook to drive it. On the move, the scoop, and a foul. He draws the foul as the shot clock was winding down. Maryland's done a lot of fouling. This one on Charles Mitchell is the second.
And only down 6. I mean, they put Duke in the bonus, about 11:51 to go. You see the frustration, visible frustration for Mark Turgeon.
Oh, committing a foul, which is a bailout there. So Cook, an outstanding foul shooter, 86%, makes the first. Duke on top, 29-22. Smotrich will return for Maryland. We were told that initially the officials did signal technical foul to the scorer's table, and then for whatever reason decided not to charge it.
Look at Duke's free throws now to 10 for 12.
Allen looking to penetrate, and a whistle.
He is a very good driver. This guy could be a dynamic offensive player from the point guard position.
Cook fouled him. So it'll be Allen to the line, the left-hander. Sophomore recently had a career day with 32 points against Florida State and went 7 out of 10 beyond that three-point line. So even though Maryland has shot it poorly as a team, individually they have some game breakers.
Oh, there's no question about it. And part of the issue, you know, Seth was going to be the point guard, the focal point offensively. You get Des Wells off the basketball. That changes entirely over those first 12 games. And then once he does come back, you've got to reincorporate him. And now Maryland's showing this 1-3-1 little half-court trap.
Dawkins open in the corner. Pass tipped away. Tipped again. Stolen away. Lehman's out in front. He'll take it all the way. And it'll roll off the iron. He could not convert it. He was at a difficult angle. Maryland will keep the ball with 5:43 to go in the half. So the fast break does not merit any points for the Terps, but they will retain possession. Faust up against Suleiman. He'll shoot the three.
That's a quick trigger three.
Lehman was fouled while gathering that one in.
I know that Maryland, you know, doesn't necessarily consistently run through Mr. Mitchell on the post, but he's got Emil Jefferson checking him, and when he's been able to make catches down there, he's been productive. Interesting over the final 5.5 minutes. Can they deliver Mitchell the basketball?
Dawkins with a foul, putting Lehman at the stripe, 71%. And misfires. The rebound tipped. Now tipped out of play by Lehman.
They're hanging tough. You know, things really haven't gone especially well. They missed a number of shots that are makeable. They've gotten a lot of foul trouble. Put Duke at the free throw line. They're only 6 down.
Duke has not lost to Maryland here at Cameron Indoors since 2007. And again, what has been one of the better rivalries in recent years in college basketball may indeed be coming to an end. Last year in the 2013 ACC semifinals, Maryland took on Duke, and Des Wells just brought out his best. A career high 30 points. He went off 9 of 13 from the field. He's also 10 for 10 at the foul line. And Maryland would knock off a second-ranked Duke team, 83-74, beating them for the second time that season.
You think down the stretch of last season, they ran their offense through Des Wells, and he responded. He's tough. He's an aggressive scorer. He can finish through contact. He's not afraid of moments.
But now on the bench with 3. 5.5 left in the opening half. Cook gives up the dribble. It's kicked away by Faust.
Don't go away from that post up, though. And I think that's a good matchup. J.Parker's got John Graham on him.
Suleiman the entry pass. Jefferson. And off to Quinn Cook. The floater is good. Really very patient.
Point guards who can navigate and keep their mind calm as they get in between bodies of defenders. Just crucial.
Lehman trying to take control here offensively. Won't get the roll. Rebound is out off J.Parker.
See what I mean about Lehman now? He can make threes. That's nice soft touch around the rim. Doesn't get it, but a nice looking move.
He is their most prolific shooter. And he can hit that three, too, 39% out there.
He's got tons of game. He's just got to keep working at it. He needs repetition more than he needs anything else. Just got to figure it out.
Well, Jefferson kind of asking Les Jones to let me continue to play. Said, I'm fine. Like he got hit in the face. Allen finds Faust, but he can't shoot it. Suleiman came right up on him defensively. Faust gives up the dribble. Allen hits the deck, but right back up. Cook trying to stay with him. Shot clock Down to 16. He tried to scoop. Here's Mitchell again. He can't connect. Parker. And Cook will calm everybody down now for Duke.
Nice job defensively. J.Parker usually gets where he wants to go. Seth Allen, nice job.
Approaching 4 minutes to play in the opening half. And Cook, the junior from Washington, D.C. Back to Suleiman. Shot clock to 5. Taking that lane. The kick out. The jumper. Not there. That was Thornton with a misfire. On the run, Lehman. Wide open space. Can't drill the three. The stuff by Faust. One-hand catch and jam. Goodness.
That is a big-time play. You can see why I think they can get more out of that guy.
I think you can say that about a number of Maryland players who play regular minutes. Suleiman fakes. That's tipped out of play by Maryland. And we have a timeout. Play starting to heat up. I should say so at a jam by Nick Faust.
Nick Faust, 6'6", long, athletic, just times that rebound beautifully. Says, don't check me out, I'm going to make you pay for it. Ball's going to come off that weak side, and he finishes. Yes, hashtag SC Top 10. Go ahead, Nick Faust, get yourself on that SportsCenter Top 10.
You know, other countries have couches exactly like yours. Well, not exactly like yours. Go and smell the roses.
Let's go places, but let's be ready. Let's do our homework. Let's look out for each other. Let's look both ways before crossing. Let's remember what's important. Let's be optimistic, but just in case, let's be ready. Toyota, let's go places, safely.
When I heard Applebee's had a big juicy steak and it's under 550 calories menu, I was like, what the what? Then when I ordered it and actually tasted it, I was like, what? So yeah, I really liked Applebee's under 550 calorie Roma pepper steak.
Every day, small business owners are using tools like email and social media marketing from Constant Contact to grow their business. They're getting customers coming back, fans following their business online, and new customers through the door. See how Constant Contact's products and people can help you grow your business. Start your free trial at ConstantContact.com.
Chris Cotter back in Bristol. Mazda halftime report coming up. Seth Greenberg here in studio. The Tar Heels have won 6 straight. Duke comes to Chapel Hill on Thursday. A trip to Chapel Hill, or a trip to Tallahassee, rather, in between. Virginia stays orange hot in a building full of orange, and one that's tough to play. And we'll have highlights of both these games coming up. Back to David Doris.
Now, Doris, I got to believe Mark Turgeon in his huddle moments ago was telling his team, at least part of the time, you're shooting 32%.
Yeah.
You've missed some shots that you'd normally hit, and you're right there. You're only 6 down at Cameron Indoor.
Correct. You've endured some foul trouble. You put him in the bonus early, and you are on the road. And look at Lehman doing a nice job.
Scoops it up, goes in for the stuff.
This dude, I like the energy he's shown today. Just a little bit of emotion caused a little bit of frustration from Mike Krzyzewski. And back to this 1-3-1.
Lehman with 10. Here's Parker launching a 3. And a whistleless foul will go against the Blue Devils.
That's twice now. John Graham has done an outstanding job with a weak side checkout to cause an over-the-top foul from Duke.
That's Jefferson.
There's the 1-3-1. Just good, solid hands by Lehman, and that dunk puts him within 4. And now he'll come down this end and get a chance to get closer with one-on-one opportunity.
It'll be Jonathan Graham at the line, where foul shooting is a struggle, 53%. Son of former Maryland great Ernie Graham, who still holds the school's single-game scoring record of 44 points. That was against NC State. in 1978. His son's a very different player.
No question about it. More of an energy role player, but nonetheless valuable. How about Jed Wells? He's got zip. He's got a donut in the scoring column, and you are in the ball game.
Thornton back for Dawkins. Can't bury it. Rebound comes out high. Here's Faust to attack. Down the lane, a blocking foul.
Maryland, just great toughness of mind. Really good toughness. You've got to play through stretches where you're just not playing well. You've got to show the toughness and the perseverance and the commitment to keep competing when things don't go your way. And that's directly attributable to Mark Turgeon. That's who that's directly attributable to.
So it'll be Faust at the line, 72% there. Very capable scorer. He had 17 in the season opener against UConn.
And you mentioned it. In this building in particular, Duke has, over the years, gone on sustained runs where it's 8-0, 9-0, sometimes double digits. Nice job by Lehman to get him another possession. They've managed to avoid those runs that gets this building electric and alive.
Lehman catches, fires. He's feeling it. He drops in 2 more. Give him a dozen in the first half.
We see why all those NBA scouts think an awful lot of Mr. Lehman. Got an awful lot to that offensive game.
Maryland is pulled to within 1 here at Cameron Indoor. This is a 7-0 run to the Terps.
Yes, so, and it's been really good to them.
Thornton airborne, draws the foul with 2:01 to play in the opening half.
Well, shooters need to be able to move without the basketball. So watch underneath the rim. He's just going to give a fake one way, go the other, and it forces Dawkins to be late on the closeout. Just that little bit of a lean. Now, I heard Jay Billis say this, and I can't remember the shooter. It's so true. If you're guarding a shooter under the rim, you've got to dictate to him. You don't let a guy decide to go left or go right. Your better chance to defend is if you say, I'm going to let you go one direction here.
Saw that moments ago. Mitchell with his 3rd foul, so he'll step out. Smotrich, who's also battling foul trouble, has to come back on. This is going to be the developing story in the second half for the Terps. Foul difficulty. Thornton with another one coming. 34-31. To bring it across midcourt. Lehman mishandled that. He bobbled it and lost it. 8 turnovers for Maryland.
Yeah, I didn't like the delivery. They're probably going to charge that to Lehman, but I didn't think Seth put him in a good position.
Thornton tried to step into a 3. Passes that one on the wing for Dawkins. Got it! A 3-pointer. So tough out there. 47%.
Might be the one Duke player who's saying, yeah, go ahead, play that 1-3-1. I like that.
Allen lost it. Knocked away. Thornton shovels in for Parker. And knocked away by Allen. Great job there. Allen was begging for a turnover by Parker. He thought it was off his leg.
If you turn the ball over as they do here, see, that's a poor pass. I mean, Lehman wasn't even looking, and that is on Seth Allen. And on the other end, Tyler Thornton, there's been a little bit of hesitation against his 1-3-1, but get into the teeth of it, bring everybody down, and stick it in the hands of your shooter.
For Maryland, Mitchell has 3. Wells has 3. Smotrich and Faust each with 2. Rodney Hood has 3 for the Blue Devils. With 1:05 to go in the first half.
Mark Turgeon has been forced to mix and match his lineups because of all that foul trouble.
Suleiman gets himself into the lane, but can't convert.
I'll say this to you. Seth Allen twice now has taken away transition one-on-one opportunities from J.Parker that showed good toughness.
Allen wants to shoot the 3. That didn't touch a thing, and out it goes.
I'd say that's one weakness that sometimes rears its head for Maryland. Early in the year, Mark Turgeon, as you see, they give him the business for the air ball. He said, we're a much better team sharing the basketball. That's a tough 3 with 18 ticks on the clock. Why?
He is their best 3-point man. They're 2 for 8. from the three-point arc. Mike Krzyzewski calling out a play here to Thornton.
And they've switched out of that zone and have gone to man-to-man.
Jefferson crosses over, drives it hard, and lays it in.
Wow.
He hasn't scored much, but he's had a couple of beautiful baskets. 9 seconds before halftime. Now down to 3. Faust airborne. Banks it in at the buzzer. A 2-point shot. And we are at halftime with Duke on top of Maryland. 39-33. Very entertaining half. Lehman really started to cook. Parker wound up with 14. They'll be going toe-to-toe in the second half.
Well, boy, oh boy, you've had to endure a couple of mini Duke runs. They got some momentum going, but Nick Faust, I'm not sure he called it off the glass, but a kiss when done well.
Now to Chris Cotter and Seth Greenberg in the studio for the Mazda halftime report.
Thank you, Dave. Doris, Mazda halftime report. Seth Greenberg here with me earlier today in the ACC pit at North Carolina. Roy Williams tossing some T-shirts out to the fans.
It's working an arm right there.
He's working that jacket, too. Second half, Nate Britt with the miss, but you like this big fella, James Michael McAdoo, running the court.
James Michael McAdoo is doing a terrific job defending off the ball and running the floor and finishing.
Tar Heels up 9. Pitt would fight back, though, hanging around. Here off the miss, Jamel Artis going to battle for position and get the putback.
Typical Pitt basketball, working the offensive glass.
But here, McAdoo is going to finish things off down low, working for position. Sometimes he's great, isn't he, Coach?
James Michael McAdoo is starting to establish himself in a low block.
24-12 for McAdoo on this day. So here's what Duke and North Carolina have coming up. Look at that tough road game for Duke.
At
Tuesday Georgia Tech. Just Thursday at North Carolina. We're going to be down there on Tobacco Road. That's going to be outstanding on ESPN. And then, of course, Saturday, Syracuse comes to Duke. North Carolina, don't sleep on Florida State in Tallahassee on Monday. Quick turnaround.
Tough place to play.
No doubt about it. With you, when you've got Duke coming up, don't look past the Seminoles. Look at this Duke team right here. You know, they've won 7 out of 8. That only loss at Syracuse, that overtime loss since the beginning of the year. I mean, are they playing better right now? And what's behind this improved play?
This is a different Duke basketball team because they defend the basketball. They put much better pressure on the basketball. They've cleaned up their ball screen defense. Early in the season, they were switching all those ball screens. Now, they're hard-hedging and coming back. And offensively, they're one of the few teams in the country. They have multiple volume three-point shooters. And then how about Emil Jefferson? Not only is he averaging 4 offensive rebounds a game, but he's giving some offense in that high post area. This is a team right now is starting to emerge as maybe a Final Four team.
What about the Wooden Award candidate, certainly the candidate for Freshman of the Year, J.Parker? How has his play improved as well, along with, you know, look at some of the other freshmen out there around the country. How is his stacking up?
He's not settling. Earlier, he was settling for the 3, trying to show people he can shoot the 3. Right now, 73% of his shots are coming from inside the paint. How's he doing that? He's driving the basketball. He's getting to the offensive glass, and he's getting some post-ups.
A lot of hot teams in the ACC, Syracuse, Duke, North Carolina, and Virginia. One of them certainly tough road game, though, at Clemson. Tony Bennett and his team ranked 17th in the country here. Second half off the Joe Harris miss. K.J. McDaniels gets out on the break, Coach.
K.J. McDaniel, one of the best small forwards in the country at 6'7", runs, jumps, knocks down threes, and is a terrific perimeter defender.
That was a 4-point Clemson lead there. Here in the second half, Anthony Gildo, man, has a nice little play to the basket.
This Virginia team, they don't beat themselves. They defend, they have great shot discipline, and they're connected offensively and defensively.
12 seconds left. You like the way this play was defended.
Great job right now of chasing Roper off of that ball screen. Remember, they were up 3. Force him to the basket.
And Virginia ends up with the win. Rock Chalk Jayhawk. Remember last year after a loss to TCU, Coach Self didn't have a whole lot of great things to say about his team. A little revenge today. And Shabazz Napier with some big shots for UConn.
People once thought bigger meant stronger. And a man weighing 135 pounds destroyed that notion, proving that might can be light. Defying convention is also the Mazda way, and why the all-new Mazda 3 was created with Skyactiv technology, so it's lighter yet stronger and more nimble, with an engine that punches above its weight. This is the all-new Mazda 3. What do you drive?
Oh, hi there, Bill.
Hey.
Are you in town for another meeting?
Yep, I brought my A-team.
Make the most of the weekend before it's gone.
This is my family. This is Joe.
Hi, Joe. Hi there.
Be a weekender and book your stay at Hampton. Feel the Hamptonality.
Give a man a fish, and he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish? Well, it'll breed passion, drive rivalries. It'll promise riches and glory, and push him to the brink. Yeah, teach a man to fish, and he'll fish forever. Wicked Tuna, new season, starts Sunday at 9 on the National Geographic Channel.
With communication comes trust. At Northwestern Mutual, we start by getting to know you. Then together build a financial plan that takes advantage of life's opportunities.
Make the most of your weekend before it's gone. Be a weekender and book your stay at Hampton.
Welcome back to the Mazda Halftime Report.
Chris Cotter, Seth Greenberg, Kansas, without Joel Embiid taking on TCU and Lawrence.
Great decision by Bill Self to sit Embiid to win a national championship. You need a healthy Embiid.
Yeah, the hell with this big fella right here. Tariq Black transferred from Memphis with the alley-oop.
Great inside screen. Way to share the basketball by the Jayhawks.
And here's Wiggins, who was passing it last time. This time on the receiving end of the alley-oop. He had 17, Coach. And Perry Ellis, who made this pass, 32 for the
Very fashionable.
Yes, that's right, the fashionable Perry Ellis. It's a 30-point win for Bill Self. Texas Tech at Iowa State. Tubby Smith has the Red Raiders playing well.
Coming off a great win against Oklahoma, now traveling to Ames.
And playing very well here. Matt Thomas fouled and gets the bucket. And it's at that point just a one-point game. Last chance for Texas Tech, down 4. Jordan Tolbert with miss. There's George Niang on the other end.
George Niang, one of the versatile front court players of Iowa State. But how about this? Melvin Edgem, he comes up with a rebound. Last week he only had 48.
Only 48 there, so Texas Tech played tough but couldn't get the win. Iowa State does. Memphis and UConn, 6.2 left, game tied. Napier here. Look at him create his own shot.
Napier's so good off that high ball screen. Napier reminds me, he's summoning his inner Kemba Walker.
Right here he is. He misses there. We go into overtime. He makes this one. UConn would stretch it out, and they get the tough win in Hartford, 86-81. Sean Kilpatrick in Cincinnati taking on Houston. Kilpatrick has been the star, but there are a lot of athletes on this Cincinnati team. Just look at Justin Jackson here.
Justin Jackson coming from the foul line. He's hard to keep off the glass. One of the most improved players in college basketball. He only averaged 3 points a game last year. Woo.
Cincinnati gets the win, and they are rolling in the American. Let's take a look at some of the other scores. Just underway, by the way. Syracuse right now, #1, unbeaten, taking on NC State. This one at the Carrier Dome, so no worry about maybe a road trap game for the Orange, and they lead it early, 7-5. J.Parker Parker, he's just 20 points waiting to happen, isn't he? At the half, 10 points for him. I lied, 14 points. Right now, Duke with a 6-point lead.
This halftime report is presented by Mazda. Conviction, creativity, courage. This is the Mazda way.
A man pioneers a way to see the unseen, leading to radar, forever providing early warnings and safer journeys. The conviction to create a safer journey is the Mazda way. The Mazda 6 uses radar, lasers, and sensors to detect objects and even apply the brakes for you. Introducing the modern sports sedan, the Mazda 6. What do you drive?
Be powerful. Connect. Verizon. You work hard to stay healthy,
You deserve a multivitamin that supports your efforts. One A Day Men's is a complete multivitamin with more of 10 key nutrients that provides nutritional support specially formulated for men. One A Day Men's.
Lauren!
Hey, what you got there?
New bacon cheeseburger from Wendy's on toasted ciabatta.
I got a ciabatta.
You know, is ciabatta ciabatta.
That's a whole lot of ciabatta.
What do we got?
Egg salad. Saladada.
You got a ciabatta with roasted chopped tomatoes, rich rosemary garlic aioli on freshly toasted ciabatta. Wendy's new ciabatta bacon cheeseburger.
Now that's better.
And now kids' meals just $1.99 after 4.
Staples has everything you need to launch a startup from your garage. From computers, smartphones, and 3D printers, to coffee, snacks, and drinks to fuel the big ideas. Yes, Staples has everything you need to launch a startup from your garage.
Mom!
Except permission to use the garage. Thousands of products added online every day. Even safety cones. Now save big for your business with a $25 Staples gift card when you buy a tablet. Staples, make more happen.
This halftime report is presented by Mazda. Conviction, creativity, courage. This is the Mazda way.
LSU in Arkansas, the 42nd President of the United States, Bill Clinton, in attendance, being honored before the game. That's me right there. There's Johnny O'Brien right there.
Johnny O'Brien right there getting behind the defense.
Yeah, but how about, that was on Alandis Harris's face. Alandis Harris gets him right back.
Alandis Harris, that is sick.
Posterizing O'Brien, and this is a tough place to go play at Walden, no doubt about it. But LSU falls at Arkansas. Nobody in the SEC wants to go to the...
Missouri with a huge win against Tennessee. They had that good win against Virginia, but they haven't done anything since.
We need to borrow Reese Davis's Wheel of Destiny from football for the SEC this year. What about Ole Miss? They go into Athens. Yeah, several teams have lost in Athens, but if you want to go to the NCAA tournament, you got to get that win.
You got to win that game.
No doubt about it. So here's what we have in the SEC. Well, we know that Florida and Kentucky are going to the NCAA tournament. Now all that remains is where they're going to be seated and who's going to end up winning the SEC regular season and tournament. And a lot of that will be decided, much of that will be decided coming on tonight on ESPN. They'll tip it at 9 o'clock. Game day is there at Rupp. They'll follow us immediately after our game. And when you talk about this game, I mean, it's a Florida team. They haven't lost in ages, and they're unbeaten in the SEC. What does Kentucky have to do to win on the road?
Well, it's a contract. You told one team, they start 5 freshmen. The other team, they start 4 seniors. Florida, to me, is the best team in the country. Why? Because they share the basketball. They can turn you over. They can play at more than one speed. For Kentucky, they've got to handle the full court pressure of Florida. They've got to handle the blitzing or the downing of the side ball screens. And Julius Randle, really important for Julius Randle, to handle the double teams when Florida throws them out. He's got to dribble out of them, throw out of them, and they got to attack.
All those upperclassmen of Florida, all those youngsters at Kentucky, but it is at Rupp, where John Calipari never loses, even to Florida, rarely. Syracuse right now, they rarely lose at the Carrier Dome, and they're winning right now by 2 against NC State. We'll keep you up to date on this game all afternoon long. Second half from Cameron Door coming up.
I have a cold with this annoying runny nose. I better take something.
Dayquil Cold and Flu doesn't treat all that.
It doesn't?
Alka-Seltzer Plus fights your worst cold symptoms. Plus has a fast-acting antihistamine.
Oh, what a relief it is.
Longhorn knows dinner for 2 should be a dinner 2 people actually want. A Longhorn dinner for 2 for $29.99. Choose 2 of 7 entrees, like our new portobello sirloin, 2 salads, 2 sides, and a shared appetizer or dessert. The Longhorn dinner for 2, only at Longhorn Steakhouse.
So you can start writing the great American novel. So you can happily let life get in the way while planning for tomorrow. So you can finish the great American novel. Banking for the life you have, investing for the life you want. Chase so you can.
Journeys will begin. Determination will thrive. Traditions will endure. Rivalries will ignite. Suspense will rise. Stars will shine. Leaders will inspire. And celebrations will reign. This is ACC basketball.
When you're fishing for a 1,000-pound payday, you take your horsepower, fuel, tuna rod, and reel. And then you grind. Hours, knocks, breaks, betrayals, bad blood. You add it all up, throw it at the ocean, and hope the payback is a fish. Wicked Tuna. The new season starts Sunday at 9 on the National Geographic Channel, Channel 276.
You have time to shop for car insurance today?
Yeah.
I heard about Progressive's Name Your Price tool. I guess you can tell them how much you want to pay, and it gives you a range of options to choose from.
Huh? I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's the guest room situation.
The Name Your Price tool, making the world a little more progressive.
You're watching ESPN's Rivalry Week, presented by Wendy's.
Welcome back to the ACC on ESPN. We're getting set for the second half between Duke, ranked number 8 in the country, against the Maryland Terrapins. A 6-point lead for the Blue Devils. Great to have you with us, Dave O'Brien and Doris Burke. And Maryland came within 1. Duke then ripped off 7 of the last 9 points to take this lead that they have heading into the second half. But Jake Layman really started to get going for Maryland heading into the second half.
This sophomore is super talented, and he's trying to figure out where his spots to come and score the basketball are going to come from. And some of that is your staff. You've got to get some help. So Jake Layman, who's being guarded by Rodney Hood, gets hung up on a screen. Now J.Parker Parker's pointing, but there was no way Hood could get out. That's Parker's cover, and they've got to communicate better. And then J.Parker Parker, again, defensively, struggling a little bit. He's sort of hanging in the rim, anticipating something, tries to push his teammate out and get that switch. So Layman helped in some ways by Duke's D.
A big reason that Maryland was able to hang close. Look at the three-point shooting. The ineffectiveness for Duke, that's very rare for them. 3 for 14. They're the number 2 three-point shooting team in the country at 42%.
J.Parker Parker was the most accurate. He was 2 for 4 in that half. Wow, it's a dangerous pass.
Maryland opening up the basketball in the second half. Again, Duke has not lost here all season. They've won 29 consecutive games at Cameron Indoor.
Interesting, no Des Wells to start. I think Mark trying to protect him a little bit.
Smotrich fires, and it's around and out. Mitchell went for the tip. It's out of play off Duke.
So Nick Faust gets the start. Wells will get some pine time.
Des Wells in the first half, 0 for 1 shooting. And of course 3 fouls. Mitchell spins and shoots and hits.
Well, we said it. I mean, there was a stretch early where Duke could not guard him, and right away gets another score.
10 points for him. And again, Mitchell only averages 7 points a game. He's not a big offensive player for the Terps. Suleiman back to Parker. Fine first half for J.Parker Parker with 14 to lead everyone. Hood was in foul trouble most of the half. Blocked by Layman. Around the back, Allen on the attack now. And they're moving on out of there in the opening seconds of the second half. Mitchell targeted again. Spinning, firing right over Parker.
Well, they're going right at Duke's weakness, which, as you know, Duke is one of the smaller teams in the country. Not a real, and Mike Krzyzewski on the call a timeout because they are going right after Duke's lack of rim protection. And Mr. Mitchell is having a career day. 12 points. His teammates loving every single second of it. Nice job by Jake Layman. Looks like Rodney Hood, who's a dynamic driver going to the left, has got the angle at the rim. He makes a nice defensive play. And Mr. Mitchell, welcome back to the action, sir. Just like you started the first, you started the second.
What is focus? It's a wondrous sensation of clarity and alertness. It's owning your opponent. It's knowing beyond a doubt you've got this. It's keeping your head down, your eye on the ball, and knocking it out of the park. It's getting in the zone. It's keeping on your toes, on target, on top. Focus is staring the world in the face and saying, bring it. Focus is power. Focus is life. And 5-hour energy is focus.
There's a saying around here.
You stand behind what you say. Around here, you don't make excuses. You make commitments. And when you can't live up to them, you own up and make it right. Some people think the kind of accountability that thrives on so many streets in this country has gone missing in the places where it's needed most. But I know you'll still find it when you know where to look.
War is coming to Greece. And only a tidal wave of heroes' blood can save them.
Rise of an Empire. Rated R. Experience it in IMAX 3D.
Give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish? Well, it'll breed passion, drive rivalries. It'll promise riches and glory and push him to the brink. Yeah, teach a man to fish and he'll fish forever. Wicked Tuna, new season, starts Sunday at 9 on the National Geographic Channel.
Pacers Wolves at 8, Rockets Lakers at 10:30, Wednesday on ESPN.
Charles Mitchell has had a couple of big games this season as a substitute. Came off the bench at 18 against NC State. He had 13 at North Carolina, but already 12 points and 6 rebounds. And he is the man right now for Maryland. Here's Suleiman. He can't connect. High rebound out to Thornton. Hood will fire a 3. Too strong in another effort. Hood again. Got that one.
Mike Krzyzewski's going nuts on the sideline trying to get this crowd involved. Waving his arms, screaming, demonstrative at the sideline.
Allen to the lane. Blocking foul against the Blue Devils with 18:08 to go in the second half.
Well, Maryland had gone to that 1-3-1, which had taken its toll on Duke during stretches at first. But this is your one concern. Are you going to consistently rebound out of it? You're constantly in reaction mode, the long boards, because it's long-distance shots. And Rodney Hood doesn't blink because he missed one.
Second foul on Jefferson, but in and out by Seth Allen, who hit 69%. Allen broke his left foot back in October and missed 12 games, and that got Maryland off to a disjointed start.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't make the NCAA tournament, there's going to be certain losses that'll keep you out. And it doesn't matter who was on your team or not. You know, you can't lose to BU, Oregon State, just certain teams. You know, Mark Turgeon said, I shouldn't have scheduled Oregon State. President shows up because of his brother-in-law.
That's right.
They play it out of their minds.
Suleiman shreds the D, has to adjust, but misses. He was looking to pass, probably should have been looking to shoot. Lehman nearly lost, now throws it away. Thornton with the interception and fouled by Allen. That'll be his second personal. And that'll put Tyler Thornton at the line.
That's where Jake Lehman, Mark is saying, hey, calm down. And Jake Lehman has worked really hard on his ball handling. There's some frustration between he and Seth Allen. There was a point at which he was trying quickly to get rid of that ball. He wanted no part of handling it against pressure.
10 turnovers for the Terps.
Which I don't know why. You know, he handled the first part of that pressure fine.
He did. 43-38. Another one coming for Thornton, who's really been effective handling the ball. No turnovers in his last 4 games. Makes 1 of 2.
Mistake-free. Tyler Thornton is mistake-free. Excellent defensive player. Good leader.
Mitchell again. Bumping with Jefferson. It rolls off the iron. Great save there by Thornton. Rodney Hood. Here's Thornton's jumper. Very quick shot, but they don't mind him taking that at 53% beyond the three-point line. Smotrich now. Blocked from behind by J.Parker. Tie up here. Duke has the possession error. So they'll have the ball. J.Parker with a rejection.
Wow, Smotrich gets the angle to the rim, but nice job by Parker twice in the pipes.
He's been their best shot blocker. Averaging 19 points, 8.5 rebounds a game. And should he keep it up, Parker's 19-point scoring average would be the best in Duke history for a freshman.
Yeah, and trying to become the first freshman to lead the ACC in rebounding since, I believe, Joe Smith.
Hood up against Lehman. Slapped away by Lehman. Right back to Hood at midcourt. Shot clock at 12 now for Duke. Suleiman around the screen. The kick. Here's Thornton wide open. A three. Lehman with a collision. Hood bodies and fouls him. That's going to be his 4th foul on Rodney Hood. Usually a highly intelligent player, but not a smart foul.
Yeah, you got to sub. You're going to come with Andre Dawkins. You're a long way from the rim. Ball's going to bounce out. And he knows right away. He knows.
So he'll have to sit. Marshall Plumlee doesn't play very much, the 7-footer, but he's on now at a critical juncture in the game. Mitchell well away from the basket. He's done his best work close in. Allen denied by Thornton. Here's Smotrich's three. Over the back foul on Mitchell. He's angry. Very upset. Mark Turgeon jumped out and told him, calm down. He had both hands out in front of his body. That's number 4 on Mitchell.
Boy, great restraint by the official. That easily could have been a tee. That absolutely easily could have been a tee. And I think probably Mark's reaction probably saved this young man. It's absolutely a foul. Wow.
And now Mark Turgeon's reaction on that was to jump out immediately and save him. I think you're right.
Yeah, I think he saved.
Parker wriggling underneath, draws the foul. Boy, he's tough to handle.
Yeah, you can see Smotrich, and he's going to go over to the bench. He was a little bit frustrated. Just saw his shoulders go down, his head's not easy. But Maryland's got to hang tough mentally here as much as physically.
Morning, John. Ricky? Man, I've been sleepy lately.
How come the decaf, then?
This isn't decaf.
Dude, are you colorblind?
No.
Oh, hi there, Bill.
Hey.
Are you in town for another meeting?
Yep, I brought my A-team.
Make the most of the weekend before it's gone.
This is my family. This is Joe.
Hi, Joe. Hi there.
Be a weekender and book your stay at Hampton. Feel the Hamptonality.
It's a pot pie. I didn't know KFC had pot pies. I didn't know anyone had pot pies. You hear that? It's a pot pie. Look at that. Chicken, peas, carrots. Look at that crust. Pot pie, drink. One of KFC's $3.99 combos.
With communication comes trust. At Northwestern Mutual, we start by getting to know you. Then together build a financial plan that takes advantage of life's opportunities.
So you can get cash back on all your purchases. So you can use your cash back to follow your dream. So you can save the day. Chase freedom. So you can.
Make the most of your weekend before it's gone. Be a weekender and book your stay at Hampton.
was an amazing atmosphere, one of the most incredible atmospheres for a college basketball game last season. And Maryland pulled it out, knocking off Duke. Des Wells has returned now with 3 fouls.
It was a very fun atmosphere, and Mark Turgeon said after the game, it was an important win for my family, for the fans of Maryland, and he did think that, for him anyway, his perception is, and he's still pretty young in his Maryland career, 3rd year, that Duke is a different level of rival for their fans, or has been, than North Carolina.
It's a shame it's going to come to an end.
No question. Listen,
That was the best crowd I saw all last year, by the way.
Oh, no question.
Anyway.
They stormed the court, but listen, I'm nostalgic for the double round robin in conferences like the ACC and the Big East.
Layman thought about giving underneath for Des Wells. His fouls from the corner. J.Parker with another rebound on the outlet. Duke with a 45-38 lead.
Well, you bought Des Wells 4 minutes. We talked about it. Didn't start him because he's trying to buy him some time. But now it's time for Des Wells to become productive.
He kicks it out of play. Wells does.
Yeah, crucial time. You're stretched to 7 again. It's time for big baskets. It's time for him, one of your tougher competitors, to step to the forefront. And can you get Layman some shots?
Suleiman. Shot clock at 13. Parker. The fall away. Round and out.
Boy, that's a big-time move, though. That is a big-time move.
He could not finish it. He gets to the other end. He interrupted that pass. That was off Parker's fingertips. Now he retrieves, goes in hard, and draws the foul. He'll be at the line to shoot to J.Parker. Parker. Get the sense the freshman wants very much to take over this game right now. Certainly has that talent level.
It's just so hard when he gets ahead of steam up. Tremendous catch. It was actually behind him. He's still able to corral it, put pressure at the rim.
Layman fouled him. 16 and counting for Parker.
We were impressed with this young man, how poised he is in every interview circumstance. He says all the right things about team first.
Duke got into the bonus very early in this game at about the 12-minute mark. They've now made 17 out of 20 at the line. They lead by 9. Faust knifing in, left it short, tipped out of play off Plumlee.
I think Mark Turgeon hoping for a contact whistle there. Certainly hit the peg.
Nick Faust had the most spectacular moment of this game, snatching a rebound one-handed and stuffing it in one-handed high up over that rim. He dishes for Layman. The misfire, and the foul will go against number 25, Jonathan Graham.
And Mr. Plumlee has done a nice job just hustling, boxing out. Listen, he's not going to provide you a ton of things on the offensive end. But when Mike Krzyzewski stretched his rotation, Plumlee started to get some minutes. And you can be productive in 10 minutes. Just stay in your lane and do your job.
If you are being productive, Mike Krzyzewski will stick with you. Parker surrounded by Terps, and out it goes off him. He turns it over. 7 of those for Duke.
Well, 4 timeouts for Maryland. And interestingly, Mark Turgeon said, listen, you know, I've got to have my guys fresh at the 8-minute mark. He said, if I leave this building with timeouts, I can't remember how he finished it. What did he say?
He said something should be done to him, the physical nature. Wells draws the foul.
But he hasn't necessarily needed to use them because, as we've talked about, Duke's gone on some mini runs, but not real extended runs.
And Maryland's been able to stave those off. Those 3rd foul on Tyler Thornton. So he'll head to the bench. Put back on for Mike Krzyzewski. Layman, tough angle, spins it in.
Wow.
Boy, he had no business making that shot.
No, but that's a nice job just to stay patient. You said it's not a confidence issue for me. It's figuring out where my spots are.
Suleiman with a hard drive on Layman, spins to the left hand. No. Plumlee grabs the rebound and back in. Big offensive rebound for Marshall Plumlee. Maryland.
See what I mean? Just stay in your lane. Marshall Plumlee's not going to try to do anything outside of what his role is, but he can run the floor, and he can be a factor on both the defensive and offensive glass. So Suleiman goes, and that means Plumlee is fighting. Probably got away with a push in the back of Mr. Faust, but if they don't call it, sir, that's as good as gold.
Well, he hasn't played many minutes, but he has played inspired minutes. ESPN's Journey to the Tourney, presented by Sonic, continues tonight with an SEC clash as third-ranked Florida takes on number 14 Kentucky. That's at 9 o'clock on ESPN and also live on Watch ESPN. Who do you like?
Well, last time Florida won on the road at Kentucky, February 10th, 2007, the year of their second championship of the back-to-back. They start 4 seniors. Kentucky starts 5 freshmen. So if Billy Donovan's team is going to get their first win since 07 at Rupp, this better be the year to do it. And he's a classmate of mine, so I'm a little bit biased.
Maryland trailing by 9 with the ball. Wells on the attack. No. He was off balance and couldn't connect. He has not scored, and he averages 15 a game. He's the top scorer for Maryland. Suleiman back to Cook. Cook, the number 2 assist man in the conference. Can't hit that 17-footer. Wells gets a tough pass there to Faust. Wells to the lane, lays it in.
You can't walk out of Cameron Indoor Stadium if that guy right there, Mr. Wells, does not produce on the offensive end.
That was his first bucket, his first points. 49-42. Duke trying to win their 20th game of the season. That would be 18 straight seasons of at least 20 wins for the Blue Devils. Parker barreling inside, draws the contact. He'll go to the line. Third foul on Jonathan Graham. With 12.5 remaining here at Cameron Indoor. A busy week coming up for the Duke Blue Devils. 4 games in 8 days. Tonight, Maryland, then on the road against Georgia Tech. At North Carolina, the rescheduled game from the postponement. And then next Saturday, the showdown, the rematch with Syracuse.
Well, you've got a North Carolina team that is playing much better basketball.
They won 6 in a row.
Yeah, James Michael McAdoo has been dynamite, and Marcus Page in a half-court situation has been much better. So that's the Carolina team that seems to be figuring some things out. And in a rivalry game, it really matters not where these two teams are. As you see the standings up there on the right-hand side, just a game back the heels in the loss column from the Duke Blue Devils.
There's Virginia, however, at 12-1. They won another close one today. Parker has 20 again. That's for the 15th time in his freshman year.
Yeah, I almost feel like you just chalk up 20.
Automatically. Allen lifts. Can't bury the 3. And a big rebound, a foul on the play against the Duke Blue Devils with 12:19 remaining. And that'll be number 4 on Thornton. 51-42. And the first one a little bit too strong. Plumlee hitting the bench.
The crowd serenading Mr. Dye with chants of "You can't shoot."
And he misses both.
Just give the freshman a little something to think about at the free throw line, Mr. O'Brien.
Suleiman lost it on the dribble, right to Smotrich. Wells will drive hard and lay it in. He knows what to do with it.
He sure does. I mean, you're talking about J.Parker, who blocks, as you said, the most shots of this team, does a really good job of using that length. But Wells fought him off with his body.
Good on Smotrich. Now Suleiman, shot clock at 14. But finds Parker for a three. Maryland still hanging around here. Trailing by 7. Wells getting into the fray. Draws another foul. Des Wells. The transfer from Xavier. Duke, by the way, only 4 out of 20 from three-point land today.
From every angle, the redesigned Kia Optima.
Lease the Optima LX for $189 a month or get 0% APR plus $500 bonus cash for qualified customers.
Cruncha, muncha, cruncha, muncha.
The new Fritos Chicken Enchilada Melt from Subway. It's the chicken enchilada with the gotta have it crunch. Subway, eat fresh.
If you're having trouble hearing me, you might need to come closer. Half a world closer. Go and smell the roses.
Oh, hey, buddy. It's your great-granddad here. In case you haven't noticed, I'm kind of busy fighting for your freedom in the Second World War. But now, you're using that freedom to hurl insults at celebrities on Twitter? Listen, hashtag. You're not going to fight like a man. You at least shave like a man. Stop LOLing everything.
Give a man a fish, and he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish? Well, it'll breed passion, drive rivalries. It'll promise riches and glory, and push him to the brink. Yeah. Teach a man to fish, and he'll fish forever. Wicked Tuna, new season, starts Sunday at 9 on the National Geographic Channel, Channel 276.
You know, I have a great deal of respect for Maryland. If it was such a rivalry, they'd still be in the ACC. So obviously, they don't think it's that important, or else they wouldn't be in the Big Ten. But I respect their basketball program and the job that their coaches have done and their players have done over the years. We've had great games with them, but we have great games against a lot of people. A lot of people want to beat us, and they're one of them.
Well, Maryland did that not once but twice last year in that atmosphere. They did it. And to quote Taylor Smith, as we do on a regular basis.
I thought you were going to belt it out. I'm certainly not going to attempt to sing. Yeah, I'm not going to sing it. I love the passion pouring off Mike Krzyzewski about the ACC. And local paper here in Raleigh had a little story with a quote by Lefty Driesell. It was about the money, and you could just, it's pouring off Lefty Driesell how disappointed he is that Maryland's leaving the ACC.
Well, it has been one of the great rivalries in college basketball over the years. It's a shame it has to end. This may be the last time they ever meet. This is always the ACC tournament. Suleiman with it, shot clock at 8. Gives up the dribble. He finds Parker stepping back. Can't drill it. Jefferson with a big rebound.
Well, that guy seems to come up with all the offensive rebounds right when you need them.
Dawkins to the paint. The teardrop, no. Wells. Oh, a tough bounce pass for Lehman to lay it in.
Wow.
That was a work of art by Des Wells. How about that pass?
Big time play.
In transition to bounce it like that. Here comes Maryland again. Suleiman thought about the three. Now he's looking for help. Back to Hood. Hood will fire, and off it rolls. Jefferson another rebound. It squirts back out high to Dawkins.
But if you're guarding Emil Jefferson, you want to make sure that you keep physical contact. I know on the dribble drive, you're thinking if you come off Jefferson's body, I'm telling you, he's going to the offensive glass and he's going to come down to it.
9:40 left. Dawkins rejected and a foul on the play against Maryland. That'll be on Dodd.
Well, Maryland hanging around. I'm sorry I jumped on this. This was a sensational pass. How about that? I mean, between white jerseys, doesn't look like he has the angle necessary to complete this. That's anticipating where Lehman will be when he releases that basketball. That was beautifully done.
Well, starting to come to life, passing it and shooting it. Dawkins too strong. Duke really surviving at the foul line because they've only gone 2 for 16 shooting in the second half. But they've made 7 out of 9 at the foul line.
Mark Turgeon is stretching his rotation. Peters has seen some time now. Dodd has seen some time.
52-47.
Now Hood has 4. Will Wells attack him?
Smotrich banks it, gets 2. Difficult shot, 52-49. Smotrich is 1 for 8. But this is a 7-1 Maryland run. Hood, a 3 coming. Rebound tip controlled by Wells.
Terrific job by Dodd to give some assistance.
Wells going strong, draws contact, count it. He'll go to the line. Des Wells. He is strong.
I think he was chomping at the bit. Mark Turgeon sat him for the first 4 minutes of this half because he had 3 personal fouls. Well, that turned him loose. You can play aggressively. This guy specializes in that kind of play. He excels in transition, particularly when there are bodies around.
And this game is tied on the 3-point play. Count it, says Mark Turgeon. 52 apiece.
Love it. Just both coaches have taken opportunities tonight to try to sort of infuse their teams with the passion that both coach with.
Hood to drive. Airborne. No. And on this possession, Maryland has a chance to take the lead. Wells, undaunted, lays it in.
Yeah, that was just straight up recognition. And that's going to get Mike Krzyzewski. You see, Wells saw Hood, and he knew he had 4 fouls. So Rodney Hood had no business but to retreat. And assistant coach Rancid trying to make sure he's all right.
Oh, I think he's all right.
Yeah.
A little more than that, in fact. He's been dazzling.
Well, this is Rodney Hood with the miss. It's going to be Rodney Hood in transition defense. Wells says, okay, sir, you got 4. I'm coming right at you. You see, Rodney Hood is, watch what Rodney Hood does. He's going to try to make a little bit of a play and then backs off because he's not trying to pick up 5 and sit for the rest of the game.
So Maryland has a lead for the first time tonight with 8:22 to go in the game. 54-52.
Well, this is a Maryland team who, for Mark Turgeon, he said, we are getting better and better. And at Virginia, for the first time in a hostile environment, they competed to the end. So did it win you the game at Virginia? No. Did it put you in better position to try to get this win? Yes.
Duke looking for an answer. They get it right to number 1. Parker can't get it to go. Maryland has the momentum.
So the matchup for Wells is now Thornton to protect Hood, and Smotrich is the guy Hood is checking.
Fouls high off that backboard, not there. The outlet to Suleiman. He lost it. Kicked around, still loose. Hood knocked it right to Suleiman. That was a gutsy play.
4 different bodies hit the floor.
Risking life and limb as we approach 7.5 minutes to go. Duke without a field goal in 6+ minutes. The whistle here, a foul with 7:26 remaining. So Maryland with a 2-point lead. Des Wells has shown up in the second half for the Terps.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Wendy's.
Staples has everything you need to launch a startup from your garage. From computers, smartphones, and 3D printers, to coffee, snacks, and drinks to fuel the big ideas. Yes, Staples has everything you need to launch a startup from your garage.
Mom!
Except permission to use the garage. Thousands of products added online every day. Even safety cones. Now save big for your business with a $25 Staples gift card when you buy a tablet. Staples, make more happen.
Ciabatta.
Not a ciabatta.
He must have forgot it.
Introducing Wendy's new ciabatta bacon cheeseburger with roasted chopped tomatoes and rich rosemary garlic aioli.
I got a ciabatta.
Now that's better.
Hurry up, got a red light. Gonna make it home on time. It's a green light. Here we go. Never fear, he's super tagged. He's got this underwater catch. Gonna make it home before the table sets. Here I am. It's time to save the day.
Hi, Bubbles. Sport mode. Power when you need it most. The redesigned Kia Optima.
Lease the Optima LX for $189 a month or get 0% APR plus $500 bonus cash for qualified customers.
Chris Cotter, Coach Greenberg in studio. NC State at Syracuse, and well, you wouldn't expect Syracuse would have to be worried about looking past NC State here. Trevor Cooney off the turnover with the flush, but it's 26-all at the end. So the #1 team in the country being challenged by the Wolfpack. Patrick Young in Florida coming up next.
It's a member of my all-grown man team.
Kentucky and Florida from Rupp Arena, just about an hour's time. Dave, Doris.
Thanks, Chris. We take a look at the TD Ameritrade Smart Investments, and for Maryland, it's Des Wells in the second half. 10 of their points. He did not score in the first 20.
Well, this is a guy who is exceptional in transition and somewhat of a streaky scorer. You know, you think back to the 30 he puts on Duke in the ACC tournament. He can get it rolling and get it rolling fast. Did you hear what Seth Greenberg said about Patrick Young? I missed it. He said he's part of my all. Did you catch it?
His all Seth team, I think is what he said.
Okay.
No, I'm making that up, but we'll get back with him in a moment. Rodney Hood at the line for the Blue Devils, and sinks to first. He's been held to 6 points. Been a quiet night for the sophomore from Meridian, Mississippi.
Well, he's dealt with foul trouble, it feels like, much of the night. Had to just avoid that play in transition. He's got 4. Now, shot selection at times has been iffy for Maryland. Let's just see what kind of shot they generate here in their half court.
Tied at 54. Allen on the drive off the fake. Got it to go. That's a pretty play.
He is a big-time driver. He really is. He just can put such pressure at the rim because his handle's exceptional. He's got hang time. He's creative.
I think there's no denying this. We've got 7 minutes left. I have no idea how it's going to end. Maryland has confidence against Duke.
Yes, no doubt.
They beat him twice last year. They do not lack for confidence against the Blue Devils. Suleiman tucked it, left it behind. Fumbled. Maryland comes up with it. They're going to call a tie up Maryland ball. On the possession arrow, the Terps will have it. Up 56-54.
And I think the official's discussing, did he get a timeout first?
Yeah, did he ask for a timeout? Les Jones is going to wave that off. And now they're going to say Duke ball. So Duke with the possession arrow will have it.
That's a hold on DeMonte Dodd.
Jefferson trying to hook it off the window.
Well, I'll tell you what, that guy makes timely, big-time plays, whether he's offensive boarding it or that time. And listen, he was getting held from the jump of that possession. Could have been a foul earlier.
3 ties, 1 lead change. 6:18 to play. Wells again. Won't shoot it. That was a sloppy pass and tipped out a play off of Maryland. They were confused.
Yeah, well, decision-making, shot selection, these are the crucial times. There's the hold. I mean, my goodness gracious. And then he makes a sensational play through contact. They fouled twice there.
Tied at 56. Suleiman with a hard drive and a foul. Lehman went up to block the shot. 6:01 on the clock. And the foul will go against Seth Allen of Maryland. It'll be number 3.
These are the moments in games to me where mature teams, really good teams, know where the ball should end up, who should be taking the shots.
Suleiman, very good foul shooter, 78%. And knocks down number 1. He has 7. Charles Mitchell coming back on. Who's really had a strong game for Mark Turgeon. Dodd to the bench. Suleiman second. Duke back in front by 2.
And Seth Allen is a good enough handle that Duke not coming with pressure because he'll break it. Mitchell back in with the 4 fouls. He's got to be careful.
Wells spins, fires. Yes, nice touch. He has been the engine for the Terps in the second half.
Yeah, and this is a guy who's only made 14 threes. He's all mid-range or at 10.
Parker and driving hard draws the foul as Lehman hit the deck. Not much has been heard of out of Jake Lehman in the second half for Maryland.
A double bonus the rest of the way, I believe, now for Duke.
Number 2 on Lehman. Yes, indeed, 2 shots coming now. So Parker to the line. 20-point game for the freshman from Chicago. He's 7 out of 8 at the line. Duke by 1. 59-58. 5.5 minutes to go here. Lehman wants it, draws the whistle, and a foul against Duke. 5:18 left. Foul will go against J.Parker, number 1. So it'll be Lehman at the line. Lehman was hit in the eye in the second half of the game on Monday against Virginia. He wound up playing only 24 minutes. Certainly played a strong first half in this one, showing no ill effects, and buries the foul shot.
He passed up a shot in the second half, and Mark Turgeon said, why didn't you shoot the ball? He goes, I can't see. He goes, then what are you doing in the game?
17 in this one. Make it 18.
Mark Turgeon has talked about if they're going to make it to March and be competing in the NCAA tournament, they've got to defend and rebound the ball better. Well, if you're going to defend and rebound, folks, now's the time to do it. They go back to that 1-3-1. Duke had hurt them on the offensive glass out of this.
Suleiman blocked by Allen, and now Parker just loses it on the dribble along that baseline. Well, something else Maryland has to do if they have hopes of making it to the tournament. They need a signature win like this.
No doubt. Their BPI right now is 56, Maryland.
Under 5 to play. Lehman, the jumper. That clangs away. Here's Parker in the open floor. Pass Lehman to the lane. Not there. And stolen away by Hood. On a sloppy pass, Parker picks it up. Here's Suleiman's 3.
And right after that happened, Des Wells showed visible frustration, and that's why Mark's calling a timeout. Yes, it's loud, but Wells' reaction after the mistake by Lehman, visible frustration. Now he's going to go over and do the right thing. Great teamwork right there. Yes, there's frustration with the mistake, but you never turn your back on your guy. He needs to be built up, not ripped. That mistake costs him. It leads to a 3 by Suleiman to put Duke back in front. And watch Des Wells, bottom left. He just puts his hands down in frustration.
So Duke on the 3, taking a 62-60 lead. Big Monday, presented by Verizon. Features the ACC and Big 12. First at 7, it's North Carolina and Florida State. And then at 9 o'clock, it's Oklahoma State squaring off against Baylor. Both games are also live on Watch ESPN.
A good road test for a Carolina team that's playing better basketball. Florida State at 5-7 in conference going into today's games.
4:24 remaining. Maryland with the basketball. Smotrich with it. To the backcourt and Seth Allen. Wells can't bank it in. Tipped up and in. Smotrich got his hand on it. 5th tie of the ball game, and all of those in the second half.
Mark Turgeon calling out the 1-3-1 zone. These guys looked a little uncertain coming up the floor. He knows exactly what defense he wants them in.
Kick ball with 3:51 to play. And a timeout.
Well, what a second half for Des Wells. We said it. They were simply not going to walk out of Cameron Indoor Stadium unless this guy, their tough guy, got started. He is dynamic driver at the rim. Can take it at contact, play through the chest of defenders. Hood's got to avoid this one, and we got a ball game, Dave O'Brien.
What is focus? It's a wondrous sensation of clarity and alertness. It's owning your opponent. It's knowing beyond a doubt you got this. It's keeping your head down, your eye on the ball, and knocking it out of the park. It's getting in the zone. It's keeping on your toes, on target, on top. Focus is staring the world in the face and saying, bring it. Focus is power. Focus is life. And 5-hour energy is focus.
When you're fishing for a 1,000-pound payday, you take your horsepower, fuel, tuna rod, and reel. And then you grind. Hours, knocks, breaks, betrayals, bad blood. You add it all up, throw it at the ocean, and hope the payback is a fish. Wicked Tuna, the new season starts Sunday at 9 on the National Geographic Channel.
You work hard to stay healthy. You deserve a multivitamin that supports your efforts. One A Day Men's is a complete multivitamin with more of 10 key nutrients that provides nutritional support specially formulated for men. One A Day Men's.
Backup warning system. It takes the drama out of backing up. The redesigned Kia Optima.
Lease the Optima LX for $189 a month or get 0% APR plus $500 bonus cash for qualified customers.
When I heard Applebee's had a big juicy steak and it's under 550 calories menu, I was like, what the what? Then when I ordered it and actually tasted it, I was like, what? So yeah, I really liked Applebee's under 550 calorie Roma pepper steak. Just another reason to see you tomorrow.
Chris Cotter and Coach Greenberg back in Bristol. Syracuse continuing to struggle right now, trailing at home to NC State early in the second half. C.J. Fair with a bucket just tying this one, but Syracuse needing a big half at home. The Wolfpack coming up here in about an hour's time. It's Kentucky and Florida. Coach Julius Randle, part of your all-grown man team?
Patrick Young is definitely a member of the all-grown man team. Julius Randle, he's on the waiting list.
Do some more preacher curls. Doris, Dave?
Okay, guys, thank you very much. The handoff for Hood, who's had a tough ball game. Knocked down 2. Boy, did they need those from him.
Well, that's a grown man move, Seth Greenberg, right there. Thank you for the clarification. That's a grown man move for a guy who's not been in rhythm all day, battled through foul trouble.
Smotrich. Wells, yes!
Wow.
He has been something since halftime.
I'll tell you, and you said it, you know, Maryland has confidence. They're not showing fear. They're not backing down. Wells hasn't had numbers in transition. He's just putting his head down and attacking Duke.
Maryland used a 12-1 run to take its first lead at 54-52. It has been back and forth ever since. 3 minutes left. The bump, Suleiman. Offensive on Suleiman.
Yeah, I thought he used that off arm.
He can't believe it, but it's against him.
We get the benefit of the second look, but as he comes through the drive, watch his off arm. Ooh, actually on second look, I'm thinking that's not necessarily as good as he looked when that whistle was blown.
Terps trying to retake the lead. Wells. Getting a touch every time down, fires, and drills in a 3. He is unconscious.
That's only his 15th made 3 of the entire season. You think that guy likes the moment?
Of course, he's got 17, all of them since halftime. He has Maryland in front, 67-64. If this is the end of the rivalry, I'm okay with it the way this game is going.
This would not be a bad way to end it.
Hood to drive it airborne, draws the foul. Rodney Hood will be at the line where he's very good typically.
Well, Des Wells over the last 2 years has been a matchup nightmare for Duke, and this time he takes Rodney Hood, who's got to be careful with his 4 personal fouls. Little jab step at Emil Jefferson. Yes, you're going to back off me? I'm not a prolific three-point shooter, but I can make them.
Lehman with his 3rd foul as Hood connects. 2:11 to go. A tale of 2 halves, 2 completely different games for Maryland's top scorer.
Through the first 24 minutes, Des Wells played 11 of those and didn't have a basket.
Maryland up by 1 with the ball. Smotrich gave up the dribble. Allen will set it up as Mark Turgeon calls a play. That play better have number 32 in it. Here's Wells again. 1-on-1, knocked away, got it back, threw it away, got it back, threw it away again.
Emil Jefferson, yet again, in a big moment, delivers, and it comes in a lot of different ways. A lot of people won't notice Emil Jefferson. He just made the defensive play of the game.
Timeout. 1:32 to play, and Maryland clinging to a 1-point lead.
In a pick-and-roll situation, Duke switches, which they do quite often. Emil Jefferson now draws it. Now watch his hands. He's just reaching, makes the play, and eventually his teammates on the back line step up and help.
Here's our reset now. Maryland has the possession arrow. They have 2 timeouts. Mike Krzyzewski's down to 1. And later tonight at 9, the Saturday primetime game presented by DirecTV features the Gators and the Wildcats, all part of Rivalry Week presented by Wendy's. Both games also live on Watch ESPN.
Florida's won 8 games by single digits, and remember, Shabazz Napier beat him by 1 with a tremendous shot at the end of the game. And so let's see, if you're Duke, what you have done on the last 2 possessions, and I believe you'll do again, is you're probably going to play through Rodney Hood. He's a dynamic driver. Your other option is, and you've seen this at times, they put the ball in Suleiman's hands, try to let him break down his defender, and then pitch to a 3-point shooter. And where do they put Rodney Parker? J.Parker, Parker, excuse me. It'll be Parker, Thornton, Suleiman, Hood, and Jefferson.
I think the biggest question on the court right now in the last 1 minute 32 seconds is, can Duke possibly stop number 32?
Yeah.
Des Wells, 7 out of 9 in the second half, shooting 17 points.
Yeah, and they go right to Suleiman. Can he get by Allen?
Suleiman backs it away. Now drives it again into the paint. Parker beyond the three. Wants to get closer. Slams it in. Wow. Duke by 1. That was an NBA play. Timeout. Maryland takes one on 1:05 to go.
23rd point for J.Parker. They space the floor. They allow lots of dynamic drivers to make plays. So the floor is spaced. You've got nobody in the paint. You force Dodd to come over, but that's a grown man move by J.Parker.
Two of the best dunks in the ACC this year have occurred in this game. That's one of them. Nick Faust had the other for Maryland in the first half.
How about that finish at the rim?
Man. All right, back to the reset with 1:05 to play. Maryland with 1 timeout. Duke has 1 timeout remaining. As Doris mentioned, Parker with 23 points. Hasn't shot it great.
No.
But when you make shots like that.
Yeah, he's gotten himself to the free throw line and delivered there. Scott Spinelli having a conversation with Des Wells. And Tyler Thornton draws that matchup of Des Wells. But remember, Duke does an awful lot of switching, and there it is. Hood now draws it.
Wells pull-up jumper over Hood, left it short, and Parker's there for the rebound.
Now, you don't have to foul, obviously. Mark Turgeon calling out the defense. He does not go to the 1-3-1. He goes to his man-to-man.
Duke on top by 1, and the ball. 15 on the shot clock. Back for Suleiman at midcourt. 10 on the shot clock.
He likes to drive it and pitch to shooters.
5 to shoot. Thornton swings it underneath. Jefferson, what a tough angle that was. A battle. He gets it back. And a timeout. Timeout with 18.8 to go.
Who else? Emil Jefferson comes up with a loose ball. Every time they've needed an offensive board, a defensive strip, or a rebound, Emil Jefferson, the least talked about, least heralded player, he's got to shoot it because the shot clock's under duress. The ball comes loose and he strips it right away from Smotrich. And his coach bails him out because he's got 3 defenders around him.
Now they are going to take a look. The officials are at the monitor to see if the shot hit the rim.
I thought it did. But this is why you want the opportunity to look. It was... I thought it was close. Let's see.
Off the fake.
Yeah, he hits it off the back, but it does not hit.
Didn't touch the rim. Never touched it.
Correct, because it would have changed trajectory of the ball.
Well, they're still taking a look. Les Jones, Brian Dorsey, and Jerry Heater, who have had their hands full in this one. 68-67 Duke. And Duke burning their last timeout moments ago. Maryland has 1. We're going to go to the super Mo here, see if we can detect it.
Well, because, let's see. Nope, no trajectory.
Officials really laboring over this one on this official review.
Well, this is huge because if it didn't hit the rim, the shot clock was what? At 3. So there should be no reset. And you could see it. And there should be no reset. This is huge. Huge.
Well, Mark Turgeon looking for a signature victory here. Going to take another close look.
How much time is on the shot clock when he gets control of this ball? This is crucial.
And Well, I don't think that touched the rim.
No, I don't think so either. So there you can see there's 2 ticks as that ball is loose. So is it, you know, we don't really have a look there to see where the shot clock is when that timeout is called. I mean, it's got to be close to a shot clock violation. Maybe 1 tick on the shot clock. Let's see, there's 2.
Ball's loose there.
Why is the look like a second should have gone off that shot clock there too.
Yeah.
That should be, and looks awfully close to what should be a shot clock violation.
Well, we'll see what they come up with here.
The shot clock violation means this would be Maryland possession. These guys taking their time because they have to get this right.
18.8. And a sizable delay here. With Duke leading 68-67, and at the moment, Duke has the ball.
They can time it if they need to. If necessary, they have a stopwatch at that table if those officials feel like they need to monitor this time.
I think they're also trying to reset the clock.
And now they're going to get the explanation.
They're going to add time. And what we're being told is that was a shot clock violation. It is going to be Maryland ball here.
Yeah, I thought, you know, it certainly looked like the time when he got possession of that.
Huge swing here. So officially a shot clock violation against Duke. The Terps have it.
So there, he gets it out of his hands at 3. And that ball is loose, and the shot clock goes away. I mean, there's no reason. So this is a very good call.
And Maryland has just taken their last timeout. So both teams are out of timeouts.
So what has Maryland played through? What have they done down the stretch of this ball game? You've got 2 guys who can get to the rim off the dribble drive. Obviously, Des Wells has been spectacular. He's got bigger size, takes contact very well. Seth Allen, however, is also a dynamic driver. You know, we had the Pittsburgh-Syracuse game, and the play wasn't supposed to be for Tyler Ennis. It was supposed to be for C.J. Fair, according to Jim Boeheim. So sometimes the defense takes away what you're looking to. Now, if you're Duke...
They've added time, by the way.
Yeah.
Now 20.9 seconds left.
Now, if you're Duke, I think you extend some pressure. It's soft pressure. Everybody is keeping their man in front of them. But you do not want to let Maryland come up the floor unimpeded.
Duke with a 68-67 lead, but Maryland has the ball coming out of this timeout.
Now, one of the things that Maryland talked about at their shoot-around today was, and this is something Notre Dame, when Notre Dame upset Duke early in the ACC season, they made Duke pay for the switches they do on the defensive end of the floor. So if Mark Turgeon is able to get some movement, either Des Wells or Seth Allen, and Duke is switching, can you make them pay for their switches?
One piece of housekeeping here, Duke gets a timeout back. The timeout they took before there was a shot clock violation officially, so they get that back. They have 1 remaining. Maryland has none.
So Thornton is checking Wells. Suleiman checking Seth Allen. The other thing, Dave, is you want a shot opportunity early enough that you can get a follow-up put-back attempt.
Wells has been incredibly hot here in the second half. On the move, handing off for Allen. Underneath, it's Mitchell. He lost the handle. A dribble down. Fighting. Deflected away. And it's knocked out of play with 6.4 seconds. Maryland will have the ball.
Plenty of time here, plenty of time. Inbound it cleanly. That's the most important thing. Make sure your screening is on point.
They have no timeouts left. It's Wells to get it in. Looking. In for Mitchell. Mitchell in the lane. Fires it up. It falls off the iron. Duke has it and a whistle. Foul against Maryland. 68-67. Mitchell had a chance to put Maryland in the lead and maybe give them the win. And he missed it. .1 left. And they're celebrating inside Cameron Indoor.
Well, off the inbounds, you get a one-on-one situation, not an ideal situation there, but he gets a pretty good look at it, and he can't get the follow-up board. This should be Emil Jefferson at the free throw line, yeah.
And, well, Jefferson came up with his 12th rebound. He has had some game.
Yeah, and Hood does a good job because that was a mismatch, and he just makes the big guy score over the top or try to score over the top of him.
Oh, Mark Turgeon. Can't believe that Mitchell's shot rolled off the rim.
The fine line between winning and losing. And what a surprise, Emil Jefferson again with the board.
Charles Mitchell, an outstanding first half. They wanted him to have the ball on that shot. He just missed it in close. So the officials are again going to the monitor here.
I cannot say enough about the job Emil Jefferson has done. I think they're checking to see who should be shooting free throws. It should be Emil Jefferson.
Untantalizingly on that rim. They are going to reset the clock as well, Doris, to 1.1 seconds. Jefferson was the man who hauled in the rebound, and he's the man who got fouled. So Jefferson's had a big say in this one, shooting 2 here. Sophomore from Philadelphia buries the first. Duke with a 2-point lead.
And again, no matter what he does here, Dave O'Brien, a little bit of soft pressure. Keep everybody in front. And no fouls if you're Duke.
Left it short. The heave will be well short, and that's the ball game. Duke wins it 69-67. In what might be the end of the Maryland-Duke rivalry. It was a dandy. Duke has now won 30 consecutive home games. They pull this one out.
A couple of opportunities for Mark Turgeon's club, as you see Mike Krzyzewski and Juan Dixon, who have shared some memories in this building and others. This is Emil Jefferson gets it off. This was the shot clock violation that gave possession to Maryland to set up a couple of opportunities to win it. They were forced to take that shot. It was the right call by the officials. They took some time to make sure, but it was absolutely a shot clock violation. So fast forward, after putting a couple of ticks on the clock, you got Mitchell an opportunity off the inbounds one-on-one against a guy with less size, and it just rolls off the rim.
And that's how it ends. A frustrating loss for Maryland. It was so close at Cameron Indoor, but Duke wins it 69-67. That's the 20th win of the year for Duke. They are now 20-5. Maryland drops to 14-12. A vastly entertaining ball game, but Duke wins it in the end. For my partner Doris Burke and our entire crew here at Cameron Indoor, I'm Dave O'Brien. Thanks so much for joining us. Coming up next, ESPN College Game Day. What a way for this one to end, and maybe the rivalry as well. Duke wins it 69-67. We say goodnight from Durham.